Welcome back to Wire. Today I'm going to talk about my pfSense update experience and how I bricked my network. Lesson learned, that's why you always back up before you update. And normally it should have worked, but I don't know why I decided to do this. But it almost made me want to switch over from pfSense to a UDM Pro. But a couple days ago I logged into my pfSense box, so I'll go ahead and log in here. And right here under version, it said there was an update. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go ahead and update. Well, I didn't do a backup, but luckily I was still able to get it to work. And what happened is the way I set up static IPs on my devices. I didn't realize that you had to go to each device and tell each device, hey, I want you to have this IP address. I went into the DHCP server and set up DHCP, I guess reservations is what you call it. So I went up to services, DHCP server, and down here at the bottom, all these right here, for like my gaming PC, it gets a .3. For my TrueNAS scale box when it was here, it gets a .6. I actually moved that TrueNAS scale box off site. I have another video called I Got Space in a Data Center. If you want to go watch it, that's a good video. But anyways, after the update, all these right here, for some reason, they did not work. It just gave these devices random IP addresses. Like my Unraid box, it was supposed to be .4.4. I had it down here, I deleted it. It gave it a .53. So my port mapping, so I could access my Plex server from outside my house, didn't work. Because it says, hey, map this port to .4.4. And when it did it, it said, hey, there's nothing here. So it bricked that. Well, it also bricked my cameras. For my camera VLAN, I set up a DHCP reservation for my UNVR. It's supposed to get a 101.4. Well, after the update, it didn't give it that IP address. It gave it some random IP address. I don't know what the heck it gave it. I never found out what it gave my UNVR. So all my cameras, they couldn't figure out where the UNVR was. I guess it was going back and forth in between 101.4 and something else. 101.4 and something else. It was just going back and forth, back and forth. So my cameras are giving me a crap ton of notifications going camera online, camera offline, camera online, camera offline. Like my email on my phone was blowing up after this update. And I couldn't figure out what it was. Well, it turns out it was the way I had configured this static mapping on my devices. So my UNVR, I went in and configured the static mapping on here, and so now I got it as 192.168.101.4. I have it actually set up on the device. On my Unraid box, what I had to do was I had to go to settings, network settings, I had to stop my array, and I had this set up as DHCP. Well, I switched it to static and said, hey, use 192.168.4.4 and hit apply. Started my array again, unplugged the network cable, plugged it back in, and it got a 4.4 IP address. So when you do that, you just have to make sure that your IP address is out of your subnet range here, your address pool range. So mine starts at .10 and ends at 245. So I have some IP addresses from .10 and down to 2, and then I have from 245 to 254 I can use. So when you do that, you just have to make sure it's out of that range. But because I set up my static mappings wrong, and not the way everybody else does it, all my devices decided to brick themselves or have problems after this update. Now, like I said, pfSense should have worked and used these DHCP reservations down here at the bottom, but for some reason it didn't. And like I said, it almost made me want to switch over to a Dream Machine Pro for my network, but I got it figured out. But I just thought I'd make a video and help somebody else out. If I would have did everything the standard way, and if pfSense would have worked correctly, I never would have had this problem. But I got everything working now. All my cameras are staying connected. But I thought I'd just make this video. I hope you guys liked it. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.